Alright, let's talk love bombing. You've heard of it, right? Maybe you've even experienced it, that whirlwind romance where everything seems too good to be true. But what if, and hear me out, what if you're the one doing it? Sounds crazy, right? But stick with me. We often talk about narcissistic love bombers as the bad guys in relationships. People who use affection, gifts, and compliments to reel you in, only to control you later. But here's something we don't talk about much. Sometimes the person love bombing isn't aware they're doing it. In fact, you could be love bombing without realizing it. And it's not always about manipulation, it's about insecurity, seeking validation, admiration, and reassurance from your partner. Let's break this down. When you're in a new relationship, it's normal to feel excited. You want to show this person that they matter to you, right? So you shower them with attention, send them sweet messages, maybe even get them thoughtful gifts. But here's where the fine line comes in. Why are you doing it? Is it because you genuinely want to make them happy? Or is it because you're afraid they might lose interest if you don't? See, narcissistic love bombing is often rooted in a fear of abandonment. The love bomber feels a constant need for attention, for admiration. They need to be the center of someone's world because deep down they're insecure. And when that happens, the relationship becomes less about connection and more about control. You're not just giving love because you care, you're giving love to get love in return. Maybe you want constant reassurance that your partner won't leave, or you want to make sure they only focus on you. Sound familiar? If you're wondering whether this is you, ask yourself some tough questions. Do you often feel anxious when your partner doesn't text back right away? Are you jealous when they spend time with others, even if it's their friends or family? Do you feel like you're giving more in the relationship and getting less? And here's a big one. Do you start to panic if your partner sets boundaries, like needing some space or alone time? That feeling of needing to be with them constantly, that's a huge red flag. Now, let's talk about the flip side. What happens when the love bombing starts to fade? You know, that honeymoon phase ends, and sometimes that's when the love bomber starts to pull back. Maybe you become distant, moody, or even critical of your partner. You go from showering them with affection to acting like they're not good enough. And this creates a toxic push-pull dynamic. Just when they feel secure, you pull away, and when they start to leave, you pull them back in with more love bombing. It's a cycle. Idealize, devalue, discard. Rinse and repeat. And the scary part is, you might not even know you're doing it. But here's the good news, you can break the cycle. It starts with self-awareness. Take a step back and evaluate how you behave in relationships. If you notice these patterns, that's your first clue. Next, work on building your self-esteem from the inside, not from external validation. You don't need to be the center of your partner's universe to feel worthy. It's about finding balance. Real love is about mutual respect, trust, and space, not constant admiration or control. One of the best ways to start healing is to slow down. Instead of rushing into intense emotional displays, take time to really get to know your partner. Give them the space to breathe and take a breather yourself. Relationships should feel natural, not forced. And hey, if you find yourself slipping into those old habits, remember that growth is a journey. You're not expected to be perfect overnight, but self-awareness and patience are key. At the end of the day, love bombing might be rooted in insecurity, but you're more than capable of building healthy, loving relationships without it. So next time you're in that exciting new romance, check in with yourself. Are you truly giving love, or are you giving love to get something in return? There's a difference, and once you see it, you can start moving towards something real, genuine, and lasting.